Courtney, and I'm going to warn you now, if you don't want to hear a rant about TV shows, then I would stop watching this video, because that's all it's going to be for about 10 minutes. Because I have a bone to pick with Fox, and it frustrates me. So, without further ado, here we go. Gracepoint and Broadchurch. I watched Broadchurch, the 8 episodes that they gave us on Netflix yesterday. And then today I finished watching Gracepoint, and I have a lot of complaints. Firstly, what possessed David Tennant to think it was a good idea to do Gracepoint in an American accent? I think that if he would have did it in, like, his normal character accent, he would have been phenomenal. But because it was an American accent, it ruined it for me. Like, his character in Broadchurch, I love how he talks in that. Like, I just couldn't believe the difference. It just disgusted me. Like, I don't know. And then what made me even more mad was that the lady at the hotel in Gracepoint is British. So why couldn't he talk in Scottish? Like, I don't know. So I feel like they probably paid David Tennant a lot of money to redo the show. Exactly the same lines, everything, as Broadchurch. Also, the mom on Gracepoint the lady that played Danny's mom, really annoyed me. She just, like, I couldn't stand her acting. Like, the lady that played Danny's mom on Broadchurch just was so much better. Like, I don't know why they couldn't find an actor that was as good as the one from Broadchurch. Like, I don't know. And then, because I watched Broadchurch first, so when I finished Gracepoint, I already knew what was going to happen. So when I saw Broadchurch, I was like, what? It's the death. Like, I died. And then I had to leave halfway through the last episode, so I had the whole night, I was like on this huge monumental cliffhanger, like, what am I supposed to do with that? So, I don't know. My other nitpick about Gracepoint is that it is a carbon copy of Broadchurch, which annoyed me greatly. I feel like that if they would have, like, had Gracepoint start out like Broadchurch and then Americanized it with some crazy story about how the kid was in a drug ring or something because they found cocaine, you know, that would have been cool, but to have it play out exactly the same way as Broadchurch really irked me, like, to no end. Because after I watched Broadchurch yesterday, I was just predicting what was going to happen. I'm like, oh, this is the part where he freaks out. Ooh. Also, I noticed a couple of times where David Tennant, like the part where he's talking to the news people, he doesn't break down and cry like he did in Broadchurch, which really angered me because that was a really good scene. I don't know. So, I don't know. Gracepoint's a good show, but it's kind of like Top Gear UK and Top Gear USA. Like, even though they have David Tennant in it, it's just not the same show. Like, I just started watching Gracepoint because David Tennant was in it, and then I just never liked it when I was watching it, so I was like, So I stopped watching it. And then I realized Broadchurch was going to be on Netflix, and I was like, okay, well, I'll see how good Broadchurch is. And it's now my new favorite show. Sadly. So, I don't know. I think they had a good thing going with Gracepoint, but I don't agree that it's a good show. All the Twitter people are like, it's a really great show, help me, oh my god, it's so great. It doesn't amuse me at all. I couldn't get pulled into it like I did Broadchurch. I couldn't stop watching Broadchurch. I sat for like, as long as, because they're only half hour long, so I sat for like 4 hours just going through these episodes. I was like, oh my god, this is so good. Like, I felt like, even though I knew a lot of the stuff that was going to happen, I felt like it was completely new. And so, I think that's why Gracepoint just sucks. Because you can't take a British show and make it American with David Tennant. He can try as much as he wants to be an American, but he just isn't. He needs to go back to Scotland. Go back, because we like you there better. So, I'm on the fence about a second season of Gracepoint. I liked how in the end of Gracepoint they had him talking to his daughter about getting heart surgery, and I hope that becomes something they do in Broadchurch, because Broadchurch is coming first. So, I don't know. I think that, I mean, while Gracepoint's cool and awesome, I just go back to Scotland, David Tennant. Go back. Get out of here. We like you better there. I don't know. I think I struggle so hard. There were so many things about Gracepoint after I watched Broadchurch that made me so angry. Like, the lady that plays Miller on Gracepoint, I can't stand her. But the lady that plays Miller on Broadchurch, I thought she really fit the role. Like, she really did really well. So, that was one of my nitpicks. I don't know. Maybe I have been converted. I don't know. I have such a hard time because it's David Tennant. You can't talk bad about David Tennant. But I can because he sucks in Gracepoint. I just don't feel like he was there all the way. Like in Broadchurch, it came so naturally. Like, the lines come out of his mouth, and the actors on Broadchurch, the lines just kind of, where on Gracepoint, it feels really forced. Like, like, when David Tennant was in Doctor Who, it felt natural, and, like, he was really Doctor Who. And on Broadchurch, it feels the same way. Like, he just kind of melted into that role. Like, he makes an awesome cop. But, like, on Gracepoint, it just wasn't, no. I wasn't impressed. It's kind of like that vacation movie he did. We Went on a Holiday. Like, he was in that, and he was really good, but it wasn't really a movie I would think he would be in. Like, what? So, that's where I am with both the shows, and disagree with me all you will. I don't care. I just feel like Gracepoint's not that great. Broadchurch really has me, because it's just, I don't know. It's David Tennant. How can I be mean to him? Why can't he be Doctor Who again? Like, that's another complaint. I can't stand the new Doctor Who. Peter Capaldi sucks. I don't know. I watched one episode in the UK when it premiered, and I was like, this is not my show. What happened to my show? So I haven't watched an episode of Doctor Who since. I just couldn't get into it. Like the big dinosaur flailing around London, I just was like, no. I want Matt Smith back. Come back, Matt Smith! So, I don't know. I'm really judgmental of shows because it takes a lot for me to get pulled into one right now with the way things are going. And so to sit and watch Broadchurch all in one sitting was kind of annoying because I just was like, I want more. Come on, I want more. So that's where I was at. So I don't know. Maybe Gracepoint will show me better because if they do come out with another season, it better not follow Broadchurch. That's all I'm saying. Broadchurch is its own show. Like they could have did like not a cross, because that would have been weird. But, like, they could have taken Gracepoint, like, that way, and then Broadchurch could have kept going that way. Like, I don't know. I'm very upset with Gracepoint. I didn't like how it ended, and then having the, like, Gracepoint curveball where the kid was involved, and then Carver not knowing about it made me angry. I think he figured it out at the end, but I don't know. So, yeah. That's my rant for today. I don't have anybody to rant to, and I was ranting to my mom, and she didn't know what I was talking about, so it just didn't make any sense. So I thought I'd rant to you. So if you have any comments or questions, or you feel the same way, you're disappointed in Gracepoint, comment below, because I'd love to hear what you think about it, and your critique, and how you feel, because I haven't gotten a YouTube comment yet. So comment on my video. So yeah. I will see you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye.